All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Just showing a quick recap. So we made, I believe, around 500 today, which was nice. Just going to today's gains, 564, and then in my other account, I made about 60 bucks. So it's about like a $600 day, which is really nice. Quick trades on TQQ, and that's what you have to do. You got to get in and out of these trades. This market you don't really want to be holding. And I'm just going to break down the trade real quick on where I bought. So all my videos, I always refer to the RSI of where I buy. So just on this video, let's just find the actual time frame here. And you can see the time right up here. And I bought around in between like 10 and 10:30. So I'm just trying to find it real quick. And here it is, right here in this spot, which is really nice. And let me just show you. So zooming in around this 10 to 10:30 time frame. And look, TQQ is selling off right now. So that's why sometimes you take your gains and you just be thankful you got them and you just take the day off. So 600 bucks, it's a nice daily goal added to the gains. Now, here we go. So my RSI right here, I bought around this area and I bought a bunch of shares and I got like a 20-cent spread on it. So right here, it was holding this line 45, but I knew that looking at these lines, just to break this down for anybody that doesn't know what these lines are, this red line is a 9 EMA. This green line is the 200. I'm sorry, this green line is a 200. This is the 9 EMA. And then this is the volume adjusted, weight price that like the average that are people buying. And then up here, which I didn't think was even going to get to, is your 20 EMA. So because it sold off here, looking at the bigger picture, it was about to test the 9 EMA. And it had a violent sell-off. So once it started around this price, it was around 45.1. I still didn't buy. I waited. It went all the way back up to 44.65, and I was thinking, oh, I'm missing out on this. But then, I'm sorry, 45.20, and then it flushed. Once it flushed, I bought down here, and the low of this, just looking over here, you can see it. The low here is 44.65. So I picked up around there. And then I sold around like 44.8, like around there. So it's a nice 20-cent spread. And in between both accounts, 600 bucks, nice take home gain. And you really just got to be careful when you trade in these stocks because you got to watch the 9 EMA. At least I like to, because if it doesn't break the 9 EMA, it's not bullish. And then it flushed right down. And once you get a red bar volume like that, it just dies real quick. And you usually get a pop. And I was only going for 20 cents. That's what I wanted. That was the goal. And that gave me a nice gain. And just looking at this right now, I always break this down just for everybody to see. If you look at year to date, TQQ has paid me very nicely. I mean, I've made over 6,200 on it so far, just on TQQ. So, I mean, it's a nice gain. Totals up to almost 11,000 on the year. And I've been adding to that FSSNX. And I just got to remember, I didn't put it in the last video, but I got to just add it so you can see it. That should be almost up to like 2,000 or 2,200 now. I'm just adding because the market keeps selling off, so you got to keep adding these gains. So when the market finally does recover, we're going to get some nice green in these index funds, which will be nice because they're nice long-term holds. Let's just see where where TQQ is right now, just as I'm filming. Oh, look at that. It's at 44.39. And I just want to be clear, when I'm trading TQQ, I am also looking at, let me just bring this up real quick. I'm also looking at QQQ, which is the actual NASDAQ. So I have this here, and I watch the price action on the watch list. I use QQQ, and I have the last price that it shows where it is. And I've already looked at the graph of QQQ, and I know that 329 is a support level. And then also, I like to use VWAP, which is 332, $332. So it's trading well below VWAP. So it's very bearish right now. And like with all the news that we spoke about, I'm looking for support levels. So just to break it down a little further, because just to give a little more understanding to her, somebody that's just watching that doesn't really understand, or at least, when you buy at a support level, you have to cut the loss if it's not going to hold. So when I buy these, I'm not going to hold if it cuts the loss. I'm just going to cut the loss right away and take the loss. But here we go. So when I bought here, I bought at the 329 right here. And let me just bring in an indicator, or let me see if I can draw with this. Fidelity is really weak when it comes to actually drawing charts and stuff. It's so much better on like Webull or Thinkorswim, but I just always traded on Fidelity, so I just quick with it, and I can always put the limit orders in really quick when I need it. But I knew that when I bought that 329 level, that there was a support right in this area. I'm trying to click, there it is. So that's 326. And then right above it, you can see right, let me just draw another indicator just to make it a little bit easier. Because that's the problem with Fidelity. You try to add these support lines and it just doesn't even go where you click it. So let's see right here. I knew right here that there was support level. Well, it's lagging really bad. Here we go. So right there at that support level, it had a pop. This is where it broke through. It tried breaking through, and then right here, and then it popped again coming up. So I knew I was going to be buying at this level, and then when it sold off, it started coming up, buy, and then sold right up here. So it's tough. You know, if it's not going to hold, you don't want to be a bag holder, so you just have to cut the loss. But quick in and out, that trade was probably like 7 seconds. I'll see if I can find it on my history so you can see the length of the trade. But that's really it. That's what it comes down to sometimes. You just have to get in and out, especially in this kind of market where if you're doing a lot of shares, you don't want to be bag holding and then it goes down 2 or 3 points and then you're down a couple thousand. So the goal is always to make like 500. That's always the goal. It doesn't always happen, obviously. We've had some losses, but we're just continuing to chip away and just try to make this gains bigger on the year. And that's it. And just keep adding them to the funds that I always put at the end of my videos, the FSSNX, the S&P 500, FXAIX, and the 1Q, the NASDAQ, and just go from there. So that's it. Just want to give you a quick recap on today's trading day.